All right, the summer run home, thanks to the Tucson Hybrid by Hyundai. Stylish and powerful. We're right towards the end of the show. If you've missed anything today, don't forget the Run Home podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or if you want to see what Philpy and I look like, head over to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch.
Or OnlyFans.
Or OnlyFans.
Yeah,
yes.
the OnlyFans page.
Now, Philpy, you've been excited for this.
Yeah, speaking of OnlyFans.
Yeah. If this guy had an OnlyFans account, well, he'd have your money in his hand right now.
Wouldn't he?
Joining us on the run home, Newcastle Knights young gun, scoring 11 tries in just 12 appearances in his debut season. Fletcher Sharpe, welcome to the run home.
Hey, fellas. Thanks for having me.
That's all right. There is no, just from the top, there's no OnlyFans for Fletcher Sharpe.
Yeah. Well, you've looked.
No, definitely not.
No. You know, it's weird. Some people are into feet pictures and stuff like. I'm not suggesting you do this, Fletch, by the way, but I have heard off a friend, and his name's Barney, that you can sell pictures of feet around the joint. Who'd be a bloke you play with in your team, Fletcher Sharpe, who'd more likely buy photos of feet or sell them even?
Not me.
No.
Probably pricey.
Yeah,
a bit of
Pricey.
stuff like that, I reckon, maybe.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, mate, you've trained this morning. I believe. So, how is the pre-season going? Is it are you getting put through your paces?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been tough. So I thought second year I'd have a bit of an idea what I was kind of going to expect, but it definitely doesn't make it any easier. But no, all the boys are super fit, looking good, and keen to get into a bit of footy.
Mate, we interviewed Matty Croker from the Newcastle Knights a couple of weeks ago on a Mowers Club, and we asked him a question about Lockie Galvin from the West Tigers. There was a bit of a rumour floating around that they were trying to fatten him up, and the Tigers were letting him go to Maccas. And we asked Matty Croker, is there anyone at the Knights who they're trying to fatten up? And he named you, mate. What I want you...
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Firstly, is that the truth? Have they said to you, mate, go for it? Yeah.
No, not quite. I wish. I am trying to, put on a little bit of size, but not too much really. Kind of happy with where I'm at now. What I've come back to pre-season. So I'm not quite letting loose on the Maccas.
Oh, that's a shame. There's nothing better than a dirty bulk coming into Christmas and New Year's, is there?
Yeah. Well, on that note, look, just picture that you're at King Street Maccas, right? And then for those not from the Newcastle area, King Street and around King Street, very famous area for Newcastle Knights history.
Yes.
There's a street off to the left where the famous Joey Johns on a skateboard flying down after the '97 grand final was done. You're in the drive-through at Maccas. Watch Fletcher Sharpe smashing this time of year.
Go-to's probably a double quarter pounder.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Just large double quarter pounder meal, Coke. Maybe if I'm very hungry, maybe some nuggets as well.
Hey, nice.
Yes.
I like this. You're getting all the food groups in there too, which is nice.
Yeah, I know, a bit of chicken, a bit of beef.
Yeah, that's good too. And you know what? I like that you didn't go Big Mac. Get the lettuce out of there. No need for that, mate.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
No green stuff.
You throwing the pickle out the window?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of the pickle.
Oh, mate, look, I respect your choices. I respect everyone's lifestyle, but mate, how can you be a pickle thrower? That's no good. I'm all about the pickle.
No pickle.
Mate, let's talk a bit of serious business for a start. You debuted last year. You had an incredible start to your season. As Barney mentioned earlier on, you scored a ton of tries, including 4 in a match. Just tell us about your debut and the feelings around it, because you have been at the club for quite a while.
Yeah, so like you said, I've been at the club since I started playing footy, really, since the rep kind of kicked off. Been lucky enough to hang around and kind of have a lot of great people to mentor me along the way, which I think kind of put me in a good stead for the middle of last year where I got my chance at the NRL. It was pretty crazy, something you I guess dream about for your whole life, and then it kind of happens pretty quick. You don't have much time to reflect about it, but I think I had a good bit of time over the break to kind of sit back and look at what I did, and it was something pretty special.
Absolutely. I do remember the debut and seeing a whole bunch of your mates up in the crowd, or whether it was your first home ground debut, or you're obviously from Cessnock, and it looked like, pretty much most of Cessnock was up in the crowd with you. Has there been any reach out from the Cessnock Council yet to see if they can get the keys of the city returned from one of the Johns brothers and given to Fletcher Sharpe?
No reach out from the council. But yeah, they pretty well had most Cessnock down there. They flew down to Melbourne, so that was pretty special. I had a whole heap of my mates down there, which made the experience even a bit more special.
Mate, being Cessnock born and bred, like obviously growing up, you would have heard stories of the Johns brothers kicking around there and then kicking on to become sort of, let's just call them icons of Newcastle. There's some iconic behaviour, both on and off the field from those two. Mate, is that the kind of career you sort of dreamed of, like, or did you have other role models, better role models, I'd say?
Yeah, I guess that was sort of always what was talked about when you thought about Cessnock and footy. They were the two people that kind of come up. So I guess I was probably a little bit young. I didn't really get to watch much of them play. But I guess something of that caliber of player, it's something you kind of look up and try and play like, I guess.
And have they have reached out at all? Like, do you ever hear from either of the Johns brothers, or just obviously going through a similar experience to you, growing up in the same town and then also representing the same team?
Yeah, Joey reached out. Actually, he reached out the night before I made my debut down in Melbourne. He gave me a call and just kind of wished me good luck, congratulated me. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's unreal. Yeah,
mate. Another highlight of last year is you got to play in the PMs XIII in PNG. Mate, first off, your first taste of like senior rep footy. How was that? And then talk us about the experience of going to PNG, because we know that in a few years they're going to have a club in the NRL.
Yeah, no, so like you said, it was a crazy experience. Whole different ball game over there, different lifestyle. But seeing the love that they have for the game over there, they love it over there, and that's pretty much their whole life. So to be able to go over there and play a game in front of them, that was something pretty special, and be able to pull on that green and gold jersey.
Hey, mate, now, obviously, we're curious about the footy season coming up, but we've just come off probably the best Test summer in living memory. I know you're a bit of a cricket fan yourself. What did you make of the Test summer, and what do you think of the squad that's been announced recently to go to Sri Lanka?
Yeah, no, that was the Boxing Day Test. Probably the best Test I've watched, I reckon. Spent a fair bit of time watching cricket over the break. Whole day of Test and then into the Big Bash. So, to be honest, I haven't really looked at the squad, but as long as Scotty Boland's in there, I reckon we'll go all right.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Now on squads, I want to tie you down, and I need a definitive answer here, because Barney and I have interviewed Danny Badiris.
Yep.
We've interviewed Matt Croker from the Newcastle Knights. And just a couple of days ago, nothing to do with us, but Bradman Best came out and really didn't give much of an answer. The Newcastle Knights halves for round 1 against the Tigers. I can help you out if you like, but I want you to tell me who you think is going to be the halves for round 1.
Wouldn't have a clue. No.
Right, is it going to be Cogger Gamble, or Cogger and Crossland, or Price and Cogger, or is it going to be Gamble and Price, or Price and Crossland, and 7 others?
Yeah, there's a few options there, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely.
But so everyone's been having a ripper pre-season. Everyone's in good physical condition. So we'll have to wait and see what the coach comes up with.
Oh, mate, you're good. You're elusive on the field just as you are in the questions.
I like this. Mate, that was one of the great sidesteps off the field, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Well, you'll know that Fletch doesn't really... Oh, no, hey, on this note, Fletch, there's been a bit of a rumour going around the internet that you actually, like in your juniors, were a half. You were a 5'8". Can you confirm that?
Yeah, got around in the half a little bit when I was, sort of Harold Matt's age groups. Kind of tried me luck in there in the playmaking roles.
Yeah, well, is there any in the preseason? Maybe there's room for look, because Barney, you were suggesting the Knights were trying to move their fullback.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to move the wrong fullback around, and maybe Fletcher Sharpe could end up in the 6 jersey in 2025?
No, I'll wait and see what happens. So I've been doing a little bit in different positions, a little bit everywhere, which I think will kind of help me wherever I end up playing, kind of having an understanding of a few different roles, what different roles expect of other players in the team, which I think will help me out.
I want to talk about a try that you scored, and obviously you scored a lot of tries, but I think it popped up recently on the NRL socials to be one of the top 10 tries of the season. It was against the West Tigers, and I know you scored a lot of tries against the West Tigers, so it might be tough to remember exactly what one. But it was, you boys shifted to the right. Kalyn looks like he drops the ball, somehow magically gets a foot to it. It looks like it's going to go over the sideline, and Fletcher Sharpe appears out of nowhere. You take over from here.
Pretty well a fluke from there, really. So you got to just chase after the ball, still in, got a foot to it, and then lucky enough to kind of get a bounce, come back my way, but can't really claim that one on skill. It's kind of a bit of a fluke.
Oh, mate.
Well, mate, there was about 7 West Tigers ahead of you, and somehow you managed with a bit of pace to get the ball back in without going out. And then I love the way you play. You've got this kind of, Barney and I described it as like a bloke driving a truck. And he's a bit carefree, doesn't care in the tail of the truck because you don't really step, you swerve. It's like a bloke driving a caravan without his family in the car.
Just going over the Mooney Bridge with the high winds. The caravan's in the next lane.
I haven't heard that description, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Low to the ground, bit of change my gravity, drop the levels.
Absolutely, mate.
Try and beat a few defenders.
Now, mate, just on the preseason, because it is preseason, we do have to ask. You said all the boys are in peak physical condition, but who's really training the house down? Because it's not a preseason interview without who's training the house down chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say probably Will Price. He's smoking all the fitness categories. Come back flying again from Chrissy break. So I'd probably put Pricey's name out there.
Yeah, I love that, mate. Now, a bloke that could put you under a little bit of pressure, highly doubtful because you're a superstar, but James Schiller came in from the Canberra Raiders. Tell us about him, and he'd obviously been training in numerous positions like yourself.
Yeah, no, Schiller's been great. I get along well with him. Obviously, same position, so we do a fair bit of work together. But yeah, he's fitted into the group well. So Hezro's first cousin, so he kind of had a person kind of introduced him to the group, and he fitted right in straight away.
Yeah, that's right. I did hear that. Jack Hetherington and James Schiller, first cousins. Also, now just on the debutante thing, we've seen, as you are a bit of a cricket fan as well, we've seen recently that if you debut in the Australian cricket team now, there's a bit of a new tradition where you got to sing a song. We had Sam Conster sing Sweet Caroline, and I think big slug Bo Webster did Shannon Knoll, What About Me? Did you have to sing on your debut? And if not, what song would you sing?
No, we did have to sing.
Oh, you beauty. What'd you sing?
Yeah, I sung down in Melbourne on the debut. Yeah. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what I sung.
Well, is it because it's not appropriate to go to air?
Yeah, it's
or
embarrassing, is it?
Rodney Rood song or something like that?
No, no Rodney Rood, but no, I just literally cannot remember what I sung.
Can you remember the feedback?
It must have been good.
Mate, who of the other debutants you've been around for, who's been the surprise packet? Who's performed better than you thought they would?
A good song.
Yeah.
Colin McCarthy was pretty good, to be honest. He sang his against the Sharkies late in the year.
What did he sing?
He just kept singing. He sang for about 2 minutes.
He started singing, and then all of a sudden you could hear the national anthem being sung. You're like, shit, we better get out there.
Everyone had walked off, and he was just singing to himself by the end.
Oh. What was his choice of tune? Do you remember that one?
No, I don't remember that either. I kind of tuned out after the first minute.
Is it big into music, Fletch?
No, not really, to be honest. Not a big music listener. I just kind of listen to whatever's playing on the speaker. Now,
mate, I had a look at your Instagram, and I've got to be honest, for a young bloke with the world at his feet, six posts on your Instagram. Now, I know you're captain.
I'm never on it.
Oh, you're never on it. Well, this is the thing. I know, Kalyn he's one of the great photographers.
Oh, isn't
Mate,
he?
could you maybe get some, maybe get him to take some photos for you and get some content up there? Because the people of the Hunter would be shouting out for it.
I've been getting it from all angles. I need to get on there and update my Instagram, but it's not really my thing. But I probably need to get into it a little bit more, I reckon.
Yeah, and you would be familiar with Kalyn's...
We'll work on it throughout the year.
Yeah, I reckon absolutely, mate. In fact, if people are listening right now, jump on and start to follow Fletcher Sharpe's Instagram.
Yes.
In the promise of there'll be some, there's going to be some content floating around. You would have been familiar with Kalyn's vlog that's been floating around. I haven't seen you in the background of that yet, mate. Maybe that's the key to get these followers up.
You reckon I might need to hit him up? I might need to get an appearance on his vlog. Vlog 3, I think he's up to, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, they're
I
riveting.
might make an appearance on vlog 3.
Is it compulsory viewing for the squad as part of the training? It's like, because I know you guys after a game you'll do video sessions where you to go through and review the game. Is that something a bit different? And maybe we do a video review of the vlogs. Where can Kalyn do better?
Not yet, but it's a long season ahead.
I like it.
Who do you reckon would have the best insights out of the best advice for him?
In the vlogging game?
Yeah, in the squad. Who'd be the one that he'd have the best content that could add to his vlogs?
Oh, probably Pricey. Pricey's already been in there a little bit. He considers himself pretty funny, so
yeah.
He'd probably add good value to it, I reckon.
Absolutely. Mate, I want to talk to you about playing with Kalyn Ponga. No doubt you would have seen him playing, and you were at the same club, obviously, beforehand. But playing with Kalyn Ponga on the field, is he a vocal kind of guy? Is he very reactive? That's kind of the player we see. Tell us what it's like to play with Kalyn Ponga.
Yeah, he's super instinctive, like you said. Plays pretty off the cuff. But when he sees something, he grabs it with both hands and he doesn't miss out too often. So playing outside him on the wing last year, you just had to be ready because he could pull anything out of his pocket. And most of the time it comes off, so that helps.
And on another note, Dane Gagai is on the same side as the field as you. What's it like playing? You're 20 years old. You've got basically your uncle on the inside of you. How is it playing with Dane?
Yeah, no, he was unreal. He had a massive year last year, and I think he helped me out a fair bit, say, on the wing. I hadn't really played there before last year ever, so defensively he helped me out a lot, gave me a lot of confidence in my role, and I think that transferred onto the field pretty well. Mate,
now... Of all that, we talked about the guys that have been helpful, the guys that have been good. Who's been the biggest pest since you've been in and around the squad?
And two-part question: why is Adam Elliott such a pest?
No, I heard he got you the beauty not long ago.
Yes, yeah, he did. He did get me in. Look, to be fair, I did get him pretty well back in the day, so it was a bit of a return fire. But yeah, who's the pest?
Nah. There's a few that play tricks on each other, but I kind of stay out of it. I just stay on everyone's good side. No one annoys me too much.
Well, I did do a bit of deep diving. Sent a few text messages around the dressing shed to find out if we could get some bit of dirt on Fletcher Sharpe.
Yeah.
And every single text came back going, nah, he's just a great little kid, just quiet, keeps to himself a bit. So maybe it's time you fired up in that regard, Fletcher, and also your Instagram.
Nah.
Right?
Right, yeah. I can do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not very Cessnock to be the quiet guy in the shed, is it?
No, I know. Probably wouldn't be expected from someone from out there, would it?
No. Now, mate, are you still living out at Cessnock and commuting into Newcastle for training and that sort of stuff, or have you got yourself a place in Newey?
No, I'm still currently living at home.
Oh, mate.
Love that.
That's
still
good
at home
living.
with mum and dad. It's too easy at home.
That's it. Good living, mate. That's good living.
Yeah, I know.
Well, mate, before we do have to let you go, but before we do, as two big Knights fans here, can you give us a bit of hope for how the season's going to go? Tell us how you think the Knights are going to go this year.
Super confident. So, like I said, we had a great pre-Christmas. Everyone's come back firing after Chrissy as well, and starting to look good with a bit of footy in the hands. So, building well towards the trial in round one, and yeah, hopefully that transfers and we go pretty deep into the season, which I'm pretty confident we will.
Well, mate, we're looking forward to seeing a full year of Fletcher Sharpe this year. 11 tries in your 12 appearances, mate. If you can keep that average up, it's going to be a very, very good year for the Newcastle Knights this year.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. All right, Fletcher Sharpe, thanks for joining us here on The Run Home.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
You're a legend, mate. Thanks, heaps. Good luck this year, eh?
Cheers.
You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.